Yay! It is June 14th, and I'm Donna Landy, and here we are in our DBC call, number 3 already. Yay! First off, I want to start by doing some wahoos. We just had our small group call, but I want to hear from some of you rock stars on this call. Who has some exciting news to share? Let me hear from you. Cass, just do it. Get it out, Cass.
Just because you know how excited I am. Okay, so first I have to tell you I was a little bit late because I just did my very own first time Facebook Live for 2 virtual parties I have going on. It was terrifying. However, it's over. I feel better. And I have 5 consultants.
Yay! All right, Cass is
That's
going
my excitement.
Yep. So just like not too long ago, she was sitting there with not 5, and so she
With not any.
not any, and she can share some of the things she did. Absolutely. Okay, who else is excited?
Hi, Donna. It's Joby.
All right, Joby, go.
I just signed my second recruit today.
Yay! Where did she come from?
She's my niece.
Okay. Hey, friends, family, that works. Absolutely. Good.
Exactly.
Congratulations.
So I have 2 more leads that I'm working on. So hopefully by the end of the week, I will have better news.
Okay. Good. Good to hear that. So who else? Who else wants to share? That's it? Tina? Was that
Yes.
Which Tina?
Oh, we
Which
have a couple.
Tina?
That's right. We have a couple Tina. Not Tina Barkley. She's going to be our speaker.
Oh, I have close to $1,900
Already
in sales.
in?
Yes.
Woohoo! That's almost half the battle. You're almost halfway.
Yep.
So that's a very big piece, guys, the sales piece. Very big piece. So congratulations. That's awesome. Amber is
Thank you.
I'm host coaching through Facebook Messenger, so I'm listening and participating as I can. All right. Well, you can always go listen to the playback too. All right. So anyone else? Who else wants to shout? Carolyn, I see you. Don't you want to shout out about your great accomplishments this month so far?
I got a new recruit.
Yay. So how many is that, Carolyn?
Well, it's 3, but one isn't, I don't think she's doing anything anymore. So
it's 3. Don't worry about the buts right now. Okay.
Well, actually, I have 4. I think my first one I think she fell off because she's in Germany and she's doing daycare, and they don't allow direct sales if you're doing daycare on base in Germany. So she had
3 now or 4?
I think 3 because I think my first one had to fall off because she's in Germany and she couldn't do it while she's doing daycare.
All right, so you should know that. You need to talk to your recruiter and director and make sure you know whether you have 3 or 4. That's very important to know at this stage of the game, okay? Go find that out. So, okay, anybody else? Who else wants to shout out? All right, well, you can shout out anytime. So I've asked a few folks, and I know Lisa's going to be a few minutes behind. So the first thing that I don't want to take up too much of Tina's time. I've asked Tina Barkley to join us today. Thank you so much, Tina. And just about 3 months ago, Tina was in the same place as you guys, right? And Tina was primarily virtual at that point, doing only virtual shows, right, Tina Barkley? Are you there?
No, I've always done cooking. I just was doing more virtual.
More virtual. Okay. My bad. So, but I just always remember her doing a lot more virtual than cooking. And so tell them about your journey to directorship. Once you kind of made up your mind to go for it and kind of scheduled your month. Wasn't it March? I think it was March.
It was March. It was February. You and Cindy asked if I was ready to go for it. And I thought about it and I said, okay, let's do it. So I committed 100%. I think I had in March three consultants before March. So I just had to get the last few. And there were times when I couldn't do it. And I know, Donna, that you helped when I was stressing out and I was just about crying because it was so much pressure. I felt like I just couldn't do it. But with yours and Cindy's help, we did it. I qualified. It was like the last day of March, but I did it. I promoted.
Yeah. So what do you think played a role in that?
I think touching base with you and Cindy so often helped. Y'all kept me motivated. You kept giving me ideas on how to get more sales, how to get more people, how to get my people active. I think it was just y'all's involvement that really pushed me.
Okay. And so what kind of advice do you have for these folks? I mean, you obviously were, in the same boat. So when you decided to go for it, what are some of the things the action steps that you took to not only build your team, but build your sales?
Well, I tracked every team member. I kept a spreadsheet going on their sales, where their parties were at, what they had going on, what they had booked for the rest of the month. I tracked everything really closely, so I knew where I was at all the time. I just pushed my team. I encouraged them. I said, "This is it. Let's do it." And they were really great doing their part to help make us a director team.
Yep. So you rallied everybody.
Oh yes.
So what might be some ideas on how you did that? Because I think that's a great tip for people to be thinking about already.
Well, I was offering incentives, small prizes or whatever to give out. Excuse me just a minute. Shut the door. Sorry, my son thinks he can come in here. I kept in touch with them all the time and got them excited about what they could do, as well as making a director's team.
Yeah. And I think letting them know that they're part of something bigger than themselves, people love to be a part of that.
Yes.
So,
and I always recognize my team members, always giving them shout outs and praises. And, that really means a lot. It means a lot to the people.
Yep, absolutely. So some of you just have one or two right now, or maybe some of you don't have a team yet. And then some of you have 5, like Cass. That's definitely some good advice for those that, do have several consultants. And right now, keeping the list of them, keeping it in their face in a way, Tina, like you said, rallying them, saying, okay, we're going to promote together. We're going to do this. We're going to be a director team. That is really instrumental in making people and motivating folks. I definitely feel the same way.
Yes.
So what about recruiting? Where'd your recruits come from?
Well, my first recruit came from my very first cooking party. She had been a consultant before and she wanted to try it again. My next, I think, was my sister, and then one of her friends. Who else? Oh, and another of her friends, who in turn recruited a couple of his friends.
Okay.
So it was mostly just friends and family and extensions of them. A couple girls from work.
So how did you reach out to friends and family?
I just told them what I was doing, showed them what they could be making. I said, we'll just give it a try for 30 days. And if you don't like it, then you keep the products and no loss, you get all these products for such a great price. I had a lot. You have to be so enthusiastic, excited and enthusiastic when talking to really hosts or potential, recruits. Let them see what a great deal they're getting. How could they not want to buy a kit?
Yeah, I loved your words. I hope you guys wrote them down. Just try this for 30 days. You get to keep the products. We were talking about it before on the small group call as far as trying it, for one show.
Mm-hmm.
I like the 30-day also as an option of word choices.
And you will get kidnappers, but you never know. Those kidnappers could recruit someone else who could be an all-star. So, if you think that's what they want to do, oh well, that's great. If nothing else, they're going to be buying products from you or spending a little bit of money to stay active.
Yeah, absolutely. Or they're going to be your number 5 person that's going to promote you to director.
Exactly.
And they'll be active. Okay,
yeah.
Awesome. So anyone have any questions of Tina? Anyone kind of in a...
Can I just say something to her real quick?
Go ahead. Yeah.
So Tina has been like super, super supportive of me, and just like anytime she sees anything, just giving that like extra, hey, good job, you're doing it. And she has no idea, but you are aware, I was having a really, really rough time last month because I really wanted to promote last month. And she actually got me on a day where I was like, you know what, maybe this isn't it. So I think that's my favorite part about Pampered Chef is we're all doing the exact same thing, but everybody is so supportive of each other. And literally, we're doing the exact same thing. We're all trying to sell. We're all trying to get recruits. We're all trying to get parties. But we have people like Tina who are just out there to be like, hey, you're doing a good job. I've been there, that kind of thing. So for that, Tina, thank you.
Aw, thank you, Cass.
Yay. It's true. We're a big family. And this is one of the only companies that you will ever deal with and it's such a joy to work here because of that we are not in this business by ourselves, and we are not really in competition. There is so much business. There's so much opportunity here. And definitely the more you help people in this business, the more you will get back. I promise you, it's true. Okay, so I see anybody else have a comment or a question for Tina? All right, Tina, thank you so much for taking time to be with us tonight.
You're welcome. Glad to do it. Y'all have a good night.
All right, bye, sweetie. So I see Lisa joined us. Lisa, are you here?
Yes, I'm doing it by phone. Sorry.
That's okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Are you here with us that you can talk right now?
Absolutely. I'll breathe heavy because I'm speed walking, but you're good.
All right. Well, yeah, I'm jealous. We had a thunderstorm, so I never got out there tonight. But Lisa was on the same journey just recently too. And Lisa, I wanted you to share a little bit with these folks that are working so hard to get promoted this month. Any tips and also, any insight that you can have, because you go through a lot of emotions, don't you, when you're going through this crash course in promoting to director?
Well, and especially when it doesn't happen when you feel like it should, because you start to evaluate what you're doing wrong or think you're doing wrong or saying wrong or any of those things. For me, and I've clearly been upfront from the beginning with the bullet train and everywhere else, that it was something that I trusted God in my faith with, was that if it was meant to be, that it would happen in his timing, because I've given 100% to the company. So I'm going to ask every host, and I'm going to ask in every party, and that's all you can do, because like she was talking, the last lady, I think it was Tina, you said?
Yes.
It is the best deal in the catalog. We call it the test drive. Take it for a test drive for 30 days and see. There is no repossession team that comes to get your product back. And unlike a bag or some jewelry or skincare products, you get to actually use for your family every day the things that you're getting in your kit. So not to dog those companies clearly, but, I felt like, I've been a customer for Pampered Chef for 18 years before I ever became a consultant. which they called me the hard sell the other night, apparently. From that. So people have tried to recruit me for 18 years. And I just would encourage people to not get discouraged, because we don't need to be desperate. We have a great opportunity that we're offering to people, and it may not be for everybody, but the more that you ask, the more that you'll find out. If you stop asking, then you never give people the choice. And that's what Stacy Itzel was talking about in one of her trainings. If you don't ask, then you never give the person the choice to make a decision. They're not rejecting you personally if they tell you no. But honestly, I will tell my hosts that I will ask you at least 3 or 4 times to make sure that you're positive, that you don't want to do this. And I had someone in February who was adamantly not wanting to sell, who became a consultant. Well, hey, why not? I could get the discount, right? So you just never know. I don't take it personally. So is that what you were looking for?
Yeah, no, thank you. I think that's really good tips and advice. And I mean, what tips could you give these folks as far as, I mean, you just gave a bunch of them as far as recruiting, but you know, those folks.
I'm not a huge fan with recruiting, and Claudia and I have been talking a lot about this in terms of bookings as well. I'm not a big fan of the whole fishing out in the open ocean thing on the Facebook, of just blanket putting something out there. Hey, if you want a great job, or hey, if you want to book a show, you're probably going to grab 1 or 2 fish that way, maybe, but you can't feed your family that way, because this is a relationship business where you're building relationships with people and they're trusting you, whether that be through hosting a party or becoming a part of your downline. So making it personal, whether that be through a private message, whether that be through a text message or a phone call. I just, you know, I guess I wouldn't discourage anybody, but don't have an expectation that that's the only way that you're going to recruit is by putting out a blanket post on Facebook on your timeline.
Yeah, such valuable information. And what you're saying there, Lisa, is so true. I just want to repeat it. So that personal connection, we just talked about that too. We were talking about booking and the difference between just saying, will you book a show with me, versus, you know, really offering a service with that, and building a relationship and tying your service into your relationship with that person. You know, people always say that they got to know that you care before they care what you know. And no one really cares about you or your service until they know that you care about them and it's something that it's going to help them. So, yeah, I agree.
Find out what their story is and how they would benefit from it. I think Claudia talks about that a lot. You know, it's going to benefit people for different reasons. Not everybody's going to do it for the same reason. You know, I am not doing, I mean, the income's wonderful to have, but I'm not in the position that that's why I'm doing it. For me, it's a ministry of getting people to start eating at home and building relationships with people. But you could have somebody that really would love to stay at home with their child and needs that extra income to pay a bill. Or you don't know what the reason is for people. You could, I mean, we have one of the best programs, not only for hosts, but for consultants, that they're constantly sending us free product. And I've not heard of that from many of the direct sales companies, that they reward us so faithfully for what we do. And some people will do it just for the free products. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So you guys, this is a great time to ask Lisa some questions. Any question for Lisa? No, we're so quiet. Well, Lisa, thank you so much. Such good advice. We really appreciate it. And this too will pass, right, Lisa, with these guys?
That's right. You know what? You just keep your eyes fixated even when you feel like you want to quit. You just never know when that's going to be for you. And it could happen. Claudia and Donna both know that I got quintuplets. I ended up getting, how many recruits? 5 recruits in February were the ones that ended up, even though I sat at 2 consultants for, I joined last May and promoted in February with 5 consultants at the same time that came on board. So you just never know when that's going to be for you. So Don't get discouraged. Just make yourself out there talking to people, because they're not going to come knocking at your door. So.
Yep, right. You just got to ask. All right. Well, thank you so much, Lisa. Appreciate your time. Enjoy the rest of your walk.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Donna. Have a good night.
Okay, bye. That's the cool thing about Zoom and technology today, right? We can be all over the place. So tell me, I do have an agenda, but I want to find out what yours is. So let's hear from someone that we haven't heard from. What are some of the things that at this point you're nervous about? What are you nervous about? You know what you need to do. I think most of you know how to do it. So what are you nervous about right now? Do you guys have backup plans?
Hi, it's Joby. I'll just kind of be vulnerable, I guess. I'm very nervous of, I'm very confident that I'm going to have the sales, but just making sure I get that third, fourth, and fifth person. I feel like I'm in panic mode right now. So it's like, I guess listening to her was helpful on that it'll happen, but just not seeing it right in front of me is making me very nervous.
Yeah. And what we find is, again, the more you ask, the more your chances are going to be for making that happen faster. But, certainly if you have a lot of shows and you're willing to give people those shows and help them get started with their own shows, then you're going to be able to multiply that a lot faster. Okay. So let's hear from some of the recruiters. I know both Cass and Esther. You guys have, Esther, how many do you have now? Do you have your 5?
I have 6.
6, yay! And you know what happens? You get 5 and 6, 7, 8 just fall on your lap. Because
we may have 7 and 8 tonight. We just had a party tonight, so we may get 2.
And why does that happen? Because 1, you get the big desperate off your forehead, but 2, it's because you've been asking enough people that they all fall in place at one time. They start falling in place. Plus, you had a show tonight, right?
Yes, and I made more brownies.
And you made more brownies, and you did you do the close?
Yeah, we did the close, and it's actually, it was not my party. It was one of my recruits' parties, their launch party, and she's possibly getting one for sure recruit today, and then another hard maybe. So, and that ending is the way to do it.
What'd you cook?
We did the chicken bruschetta pasta.
There you go.
Yeah, and just that easy, and we did brownies, and I just brought a sangria. Give them alcohol.
Okay, so if you guys think that we're crazy, that ending is golden. And I mean, I love doing my shows and just doing that. I can't believe how many people we sign for your new consultants too. So if new consultants have shows that either you can get to or, we can get some leaders to, really smart. So where else are they coming from? Esther?
One of my recruits was on a virtual party. I put out which apron will fit you, and she bought a deluxe kit, and that's how I got one. Another one was at one of my launch shows, and she just loved the products. And then 2 of them were my hosts. So I asked my hosts, and they said yes.
So how'd you ask your host?
I told them, do you want this? We had a wish list, and their wish list had the rock crock. It had a manual food processor. It had the salad choppers. And I'm like, look, if you pay, XXX, you could get all of those in your kit, and it just made sense. And I gave both my hosts the party, and they were able to get green and went from there.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer when you do that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so Joby, do you have shows coming? Because I just want to go back to your question. Do you have cooking shows or virtual shows coming up?
They're all virtual just because of my work schedule. I have tried to get some cooking, but they're all virtual right now. I have 8 more shows actually 9 more shows for the end of the month, virtual.
Okay, so what can we suggest then for Joby to do to help generate some? I mean, she's got 8 shows. This can happen very quickly, right? What would you guys be doing? What should we do? You guys are in this. You've been doing it.
I would just talk to your hosts about the wish list, as Esther said, and what do they have to lose? They can make their money. They can make their money back on their kit on their show. That was my big thing for 2 of my hosts. You can make your money back literally during the show. So that's how I got 2 of them.
Joby?
Post a paycheck. It's Ryan. I'm here.
Hey, Ryan. Say what? Say.
Hey.
What were you saying?
I said post a paycheck.
Post a check. Yeah. So are you, Joby,
Yeah.
are you posting a check?
I haven't got one yet. I'm brand new, but I've been sharing Ryan's check.
Oh, that's
Okay.
good.
That's a good idea.
Yes.
I did. I shared his April check from the call that we had the other day, and that has got me. That's what got me my one that I signed today, even though it was my niece. But I just, in the process of this call starting, was talking to a coworker, and he said this sounded perfect for his daughter. So I just got another lead. She already said she was interested because I told him about Ryan's check. So, but yeah, I haven't got my first check yet because I've only been in since the end of May.
Okay.
So I'm
So-
brand new.
Ryan's on. Ryan's given everybody permission to use his check.
Yeah.
And,
Well, he said on that video we could, so that's why.
and everybody, and Ryan is using it too. Ryan, how's that working for you?
I mean, I haven't got, well, actually, I do have a possible recruit, but it's generating a lot of questions. And, you know, even if they're asking questions just for, like, tickets or whatever, it's throwing that information out there for everybody else that might not be ready to, like, go out there and ask that question about how much money do you make or blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
It's just getting that information out there and people are seeing it.
Yeah. So, you know, if you're doing a lot of virtual, so Joby, I'm glad that you're doing that. That sounds like that's helping you, right? Paycheck. If you don't have your own check, use someone else.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I can tell them what I've made just because I can look on my, obviously on my site and check and see that it's, you know, with just 3 small shows already at $300 or so. And that was just 1 week's worth of work. So, but yeah, that helped me a bunch to where I can do that. And then also the chart that is out there, it says how much time to commit to make so much money, the different levels of how many hours it takes. I'm using that as well.
I don't know if I've seen that. Can you post that on the group?
Sure.
I don't know if I've seen that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, well, since we have Ryan here, this is a good chance to ask him a lot of questions because he was here and he was on, actually, Ryan, no,
Yeah.
you did one of our calls already with these guys, right?
Yeah.
Who has some questions for Ryan? I love getting help. He's so right about using a check. So where else can these, so Joby, you have asked every host, right? Joby? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Sorry, I had myself muted. I am asking my host. I've got 8 parties, I think, starting on the 19th, all virtual, and I'm already talking to them. So I've already started those conversations. I've only got one hard no, only because her spouse said no. But every other ones, I think I've still got some room to work with once their show starts.
Okay, and then if you have a conversation going, then you should be sending that to, is it Claudia? Who's your?
I've been sending my conversations to Terry, the screenshot.
Yep. So, and that's what you really need to do there. You know, make sure that you're sending them the Be That Consultant link. Have you sent them Be a Consultant link? I'm going to go through my checklist.
Yes.
Right? So first we ask them, and we tell them before we set up your show, I just want to know if you're interested because you can earn income and free product. And if that doesn't go, we send them a Be a Consultant link. And then we send them a, oh, and by the way, I just started in this, but, if you're in the market for extra income, here's what I've made in the last, my first month, or, here's the average of what people are making. And just say, are you in the market for any extra income? And then then the next thing you're going to do is get their wish list, right? You're going to get their wish list as soon as possible. You're going to keep checking it. And as soon as you identify some key factors on that wish list that make it a better deal to get the kit, then you're going to ask them again, right? And if they get bookings at their show, then we're going to say, wow, look at your friends love this. Or midway through the show, maybe at $300, when their sales are at $300, you're going to say, hey, your sales are already at $300. You can get a $50 kit credit and get $50 off on the kit, and you can start making money tomorrow. I'll just transfer the rest of the orders to you. Okay? So that would be the next time I would address that. So you see how there's all these little steps for us to keep checking to make sure that it happens a little faster because we're giving them much special attention. Do you know about all those steps, Joby?
Yes, I have actually done all of those steps, other than once we get into the show. I did the actual, on all my shows starting on the 19th, I did that actually yesterday, contacted them all and saying, before I get this all set up, let's talk about this. And are you in the, do you want to make extra money? We're hiring virtual consultants, and this show could actually be your commission.
So you
yeah,
just
I've done
did
all
that,
of
though.
those.
So you just did that now for the show starting on the 18th. And
The
you
19th.
And you have 8 of them.
8 of them.
Yeah. So I think that you're really positioned well, Joby. I mean, I would have had those conversations a long time ago, but I understand timing, but anyway, yeah, I think you're going to start seeing of those 8 people that people are going to start popping if you do all those steps. Okay? I would be surprised if you don't sign at least 3 of those 8 people. If you aggressively do those things, you have to stay on this. This is a daily thing, and you need to be personable. Just like Lisa just said, you have to build a relationship. Oh my goodness, you make the best post. Oh my goodness, you love Pampered Chef. You'd be so great at this. Wow, you know so many people. You'd be so great at this. You're a people person. This business is for people, right? So every time you give a compliment like that, you drop seeds.
Okay.
Let's do this together. I will help you. Right? You can do this right from your phone. You don't need to do it you don't need to do shows. You can do it right from your computer and your phone. And I will help you. Okay, so are those words part of you guys' vocabulary?
They are mine, yes.
Okay, good. If they're not, make them it.
Mine are we can do it together.
We can do it together. Yes, we will help you. And that's what people want to hear. Who said the thing about the island earlier, right? Okay. Does that help, Joby? I think you're in good shape because you're just starting to even approach these people.
Yeah, that helps a lot. And like I said, because I've been in it such a short time, it's been a real quick, I'm sorry, I'm in the airport because I work in an airport, so it's kind of loud. I've got these parties booked so quickly that I got those conversations started as quickly as I could,
Sure.
So, but I mean, I'm already booking into July now, so I can start those conversations much earlier, obviously, on those.
Yeah, I would start them right away with the July. Right?
Right.
So and I think you're going to see some great results come from that. So yes, and thank you for sharing your question.
And I have a call with Claudia this weekend too. So Claudia reached out to me today, so I have a call with her on Saturday.
Good.
So we're going to go through all those as well. So
yeah, you'll hear them again. See, they're all in my brain. We need to make this into a system and make a checklist. All right, so I want to talk about a couple things, and then we'll open it up if you guys have any other areas that you're really worried about or feeling challenged with. But I want to talk about things that could help you. So I did post, first of all, I can't stress how important it is to ask your host. And like when we say, have you asked every host, like, you know, you can't ask enough. And so we posted just kind of a sample that Claire Dolger did of some of the ways you're going to ask hosts. But you should be so in tuned. If it's virtual shows, if you're doing a cooking show, you should be talking to them. And every time you talk, you should be dropping seeds. You cannot drop enough seeds. Like, oh my goodness, you are so fun. I would love to have you on my team. Okay, whatever. You just got to keep dropping seeds. And because people are busy and they just don't know, they won't normally think about this, but now you'll bring it to their forefront for them. And it's not being pushy, it's just offering it, okay, and asking. And the other thing I posted was a tracker, and I told, was it Sherry Hines and Tina Jones and I were talking yesterday or the day before. It was really hard for me mentally to get a hold of what her show schedule looked like. You will save yourself so much time. I can't tell you how many times I'll ask, well, how many shows do you have left? And then every one of you are going through, oh, I got this one, this date, this, and this, that. No, that wasn't the question. How many shows do you have? 8. How many shows do you have? 5. How many shows do you have? 4. Like, you should have a sheet that you can just look real quick. It's right there. You don't have to be thinking about that because your brain should be thinking about other things. So use these trackers to list all your shows, how many are invited. If you can see it, not only will you see opportunity, but you will be able to get so much more out of your coaching time with us, okay? Because we are trained to look at those sheets and see opportunities immediately and see challenges immediately, okay? Based on, you know, attendance, sales, leads from their shows, how many were invited, what the dates are. All of that plays a big part in pulling things together for you. So again, you will get so much more out of that and you will save everybody time. So start using them and then put your recruits' intro shows and all their shows at the bottom. And if you're someone like Cass, who has 8 shows and her team has 10 shows, use 2 pieces of paper, okay? And that's what I like to hear. If you guys can get that many shows on your calendar, you'll be rocking it not only for this month, but right into July too. So the last thing I wanted to talk about is what we call the scavenger hunt. And it's basically like, and I couldn't find it, but I promise you I will post it as soon as this call's over. And it has little dots, and it basically says, who do you know that, okay? And it's kind of like taking Frank's list or your launch list to a different level and saying, who do you know that just graduated college? Who do you know that loves to cook? Who do you know that hates to cook? Who do you know that has a child? Who do you know that goes to your church? You know, and so it's this like big list. And what it does is it gives you a whole nother group of people to ask, all right? And usually based on why you know them because they love to cook, could be your reason for approaching them. And the scavenger hunt is just for you to randomly ask people to learn more about your business, that you're really excited, okay, and you're having so much fun with this, and you thought of them right away, and you're wondering if they're in the market for extra income, or 2, if they would just take a couple minutes to learn more. Okay, so who is that about if you ask people that? Is that about me or is it about them?
Them.
It's about them, yeah. Now, if I called them and said, I'm trying to promote to director and I need my 4th person right now, and I need you to sign up. Who's that about? Me.
Me.
Now, for some of you, that will work. I'm just going to say, it's just like saying to your first 10 people, you're booking a show with me because I started with Pampered Chef and you're my mother and you're having a show, right? But it's so much more comfortable for you to reach out that other way. And it's really true, right? You're excited. You've got an amazing opportunity. You're seeing great things happen. You want people, fun people on your team. You want your friends and family to be with the best. And here's the reality. If you don't ask them, Donna Landy's going to ask them. Claudia Bazar's going to ask them. Ryan Garcia's going to ask them. Someone's going to ask them if you don't ask them. So don't you want your family on your own team? So you better ask everybody. Somebody else is going to ask them, right? So get out there and start asking. And so we're going to post this scavenger hunt. And what I want you to do, besides your hosts, besides all your customers in your virtual shows, besides right now, we have to have our 5, okay? For many of you, that is your challenge. And so until we get that 5, we have to keep asking in any kind of way, shape, or form. All right. And on these virtual shows, posting a check is a great start, but going live with some questions, going live with the, the best deal in the catalog, section number 3 of the, 3 ways to get our products. Just that section, going live saying, hey guys, let me tell you about this rock and let me tell you about this manual food processor, and I got to tell you about the best deal in the catalog. Let me tell you about these 3 products, and then giving them the spiel of, oh my goodness, $159, what a deal this is. Okay. And that they can just try it for 30 days, or they could just try it with the show. But definitely making sure that you are doing more than just some posting in those virtual shows right now. Okay. Anybody going live in their virtual shows? Oh, let me hear what you're doing. Esther, we'll go with you first.
So every week we're doing week-long virtual parties. So every 4th day that we start, I do a live show or a live demo. Tonight we did brownies. Last week I did the bruschetta pasta. I've done chicken fajitas. Next week we're doing the quinoa bowls. And then I'm actually going to be, hold on one second. Yeah, you. Next week I'm going to be on the road. I'm headed to Texas, and so we're going to be in a hotel. So I'm actually bringing my rock because I'm doing shows in Texas while I'm there. And I'm going to do a live show from a microwave in the hotel.
Cool.
So that's the plan. And I do one every week with our virtual shows, and it has been I give away something while I'm interacting, and it's just, a nylon, spatula or cookbook, a season's best cookbook, or, different things. So just to keep them talking and interacting. So it's been great.
And how do you advertise that? Do you just say?
We do a lead up. So in my virtual party, we're like, hey, join my group, because I don't do it on every party. So I do it on my Facebook group that I have. It's called Campo Cooks. And so I, join my group, and, on Thursday or tomorrow, we're going to have a live show at 9 p.m. Eastern time. And then you just kind of do a lead up, 2 hours, we're starting our live show, and 15 minutes, we're starting our live show. And so just kind of, and usually I get a flux of new people on my Facebook page. You add, and then you have all those people watching you live on Facebook. So, and they always want to win prizes and things like that. So it's been fun.
Oh, so you do it on your main page, and they just add to your main page.
Right.
Oh,
right. And so then
Learn that.
Then I add them onto, so then they're on my main page already. Now, from now on, they're on my cooking page. And so then that way I don't have to do an individual live show for every virtual party, because I have, 4 parties at the moment. So all 4 parties, I tell them to go to my main page on Facebook, so that I do one live show and everybody has joined, can watch that show.
That's cool. The only bad thing is if you have thousands of consultants on there like I do, they all see it too, right?
I don't. I predominantly have only customers on that cooking page. So.
All right, I gotcha.
Yep.
All right, cool. All right, so who else said they were going live in their virtual shows? Anyone? What kind of recruiting live, or what else are you guys doing?
I went live for the first time today. It was rough. Apparently it wasn't as rough as I felt like it was, but honestly, I just kind of, I rushed it because I forgot about this call when I originally scheduled the party that I could do it tonight. So I just simply did the lava cake and the infusion water, and it worked out fine. But I didn't have a whole lot of participation in it. I did, like, from my husband and his friends, but not from the parties. So
and you did
however,
the
it was
same
my first
thing?
time.
You went live on your Facebook page?
I did. I did the exact same thing Esther said. I had both of the parties that I have running. I had the link on the page to come to my page. And then I just honestly shared it back to the pages for the people that missed it.
Okay, that's cool. All right, Cassie, you said that you shared on your Facebook events too, or parties.
For my first experience with I
don't know. I can't really hear you, Cassie. I don't know if it's the headset is not working or no. I think it's your headset.
Yeah, it is.
All right, try it now.
Yeah. Hello.
Not too good. Not too good. Okay, that's all right. But you know what? Even if you're just going live about, again, the kits or about 1 or 2 little products, you don't have to do a full show in these virtual shows, but have some personal touch there. All right, so we are just about done. The big thing now, once you have your 5, is the sales, right? So those of you who have your 5, do you have any challenges right now with sales? Or you feel like you're in good shape? Okay, so we have a ton of tricks to help maximize sales if you have shows. So that's where you definitely want to be talking with your leaders on just all kinds of ways to increase attendance, to get outside orders, to boost your host ordering more on her discounts. Lots of little tricks, okay? But the big thing is you cannot have enough shows. Yeah, just make sure. And remember, if you do, you can always carry them over to July. So keep booking those little catalog shows that we suggested on the green dot message. Keep booking those. You can't have enough. If you have 20 or 30 of them, more than likely only 10 or 15 are going to stick. So book them, book. And then, yay, guess what? The 1st of July, you get to put in 5 shows and you already got your 1,500, right?
Donna, I have a question.
Sure.
It's Joby. I was looking at the virtual Facebook group that I'm in, or I guess what most of us are probably in, and looked in the albums at like games to play that would increase sales. And I just wanted to put it out there. Has anybody done the deal or no deal game?
No, I haven't heard of it.
Okay. I'm doing it tomorrow, and it's like the show Deal or No Deal, and everything either pushes a sale or pushes a party. So I just was curious if anybody had tried it or not yet.
I do know, you know, it depends what you're looking for out of a virtual show. You know, some people do the dice game for bookings. Or was it Lisa? No. I can't remember who it was that does that. Terry Strutton does that. We haven't heard from her. But I think the more, whatever you emphasize with games is what you're going to get. So a lot of times people will invest that into questions about the business, right? If that's what your focus is, you have to kind of decide what your focus is on the show or bookings. But sales, well, wait a minute. Let me retract that. You always want sales. There's a couple things that I would definitely recommend that you do to get sales. And one is pre-sales before the show starts, right? Give a gift when you order before it starts. And, you know, throughout maybe have flash day sales, you know, like, you know, or you could even do, well, is anyone here direct ship? No. Okay, good. So you have the flexibility to change orders, right? So you could always add on something to someone's order. What else are you guys seeing or doing to increase sales on these virtual shows? A lot of posts about helping hosts, some really cute ones, right?
Can you hear me yet?
I can't hear you. You want to type it? Are you near your computer or no? Okay. I'm not so sure if I just answered. I guess my brain's getting to be mush. So, all right. Time's up. I'm excited for you guys. This is it. Big time, right? And remember, it's what's between your head is what's going to make it happen or not happen. And you know what? We are a team, all of us right now. And I want you all to reach out, okay? I know some of us have the 5. Some of us have a lot of shows. Some of us don't. Some of us don't have anybody on our team. We're still in the game, all right? And I want you to know, no matter where you are, we are all in this together. And we are all here to support each other, right? And we're going to all rise and promote together. Just don't quit, right? Right, Ryan? Tell them.
Yep, I tried. Don
Yep.
didn't let me quit.
And they're going to want to, aren't they?
Yeah, it's coming up. It's just
Some of
about
them.
time
Yep.
when they're going to want to start quitting.
Yep.
Push through it. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm making ice cream right now and it just turned off.
Oh, God, don't tell me. What kind? Hurry up before we go.
It's just non-fat Greek yogurt and some honey. I'm being good tonight.
Okay. Ryan, you're going to blow up like a balloon between the lava cake and the ice cream.
I also have cold brew going too.
And the cold brew. Oh, dear God. Hey, this ice cream maker.
It's part of the job.
This ice cream maker is amazing, right? I just did 80-calorie Greek yogurt. I put 3 of them in there and some strawberries chopped up. Oh, my God. It was so good. And it was, like, healthy.
Yeah.
Right?
And I don't have
All right. So do we have some service to give people? Woohoo. Let's go get them, guys. Make it a great week. We are here. Call us, message us. Don't let this week go by without progressing with new team members and sales, okay? All right, we'll talk to you soon. Bye, everyone.